Welcome to the customization of the Avaya IP Office soft console. All the tools for the customizations are either under Tools and Preferences, or here under that little wrench symbol. And then you can create some scripts to have for incoming calls, some note popping up for the person that sits at the soft console to answer in a certain way with a certain manner, or to just call different company names out. The queue mode is to customize the two queues that can be monitored. You can edit it by either double clicking or clicking edit, and you can see, okay, how many calls are allowed to be in the queue before the number of calls show no longer white, but it goes into orange, and then after a certain one, it goes into red. You can also pick different queues by just deleting one queue and creating a new one for a different group. Park slots, most of the time park slots are not needed in this amount, so that's why I normally say 4 is plenty for everybody. And BLF groups are easier created directly on there. Door entry, those are entry codes that can be created. Those are contacts that are on the phone system. The directories, you can even put your Outlook contacts into here, and the display field for the search is on these ones. Soft consoles itself, do you want to hide it on close, or do you just want to close it directly once you hit the X? Normally, hide on close is a good thing because then you can't accidentally close it and have to reopen it every single time. Pop soft console is a matter of personal opinion. I don't like it because when a call comes in and I'm typing something in a different program and I hit enter, I immediately pick up that call. So I just normally leave that off. Automatically save the changes to my profile, which means you can accidentally actually change your profile by making changes that are maybe not wanted. I prefer to have the prompt to save changes to my profile, or you can just save them yourself. Conferencing, I have 2 conference rooms set up on here. You can name them whatever you like. There is not a whole lot of room, so you can name it conference, and that's the end of the digits. You can't even call it conference 1 or conference 2 because you're running out of space. But these are only seen by you, not by anybody else, except if they're looking at their screen when they're in your conference room. Keyboard mapping, you can have controls and do a lot of the things by pushing your keypad, your keyboard. I use the mouse rather than the keyboard, even though I like keyboard, but that's just a matter of opinion. Again, depends what you like to do. You can customize it for yourself and then save it as your profile, so another person that comes in can have a completely different profile, different things. So appearance, you can change your fonts, you can change your colors, and so it is definitely very, very nice to do that. Custom skins are, I don't think, available anymore. They have been years ago. So when it was very, very new, the product, and people still spend the time to actually develop that. So that's it. On the right, on the directory, let me just quickly make this a little bit bigger. You will see all the extension numbers, and you will see the groups. You can hide the groups by just going show or hide the groups. You just hide all the groups. You can show them again. You can also see the directory entries, which are right here, directory entries, and you can actually sort it by number or by name, and it will mix everything in together. It will really go by by name, and it's only one way, so you can't sort it the other way around by clicking it again. So if you don't want the directory entries, you don't want the groups, then all the users are it. You can also just hide the users and then everything is empty, which makes not a whole lot of sense. The BLFs, the busy lamp fields on the bottom right, are a great thing because you can actually go to the properties of the BLF group and say, okay, I don't want it to be called BLF group 1. You can call it whatever you like, people I like. And by the way, just double clicking an entry will move it over to the other side. And those two extensions, 201, 202, are in there by default. And so now we only have one person in here. If we want to have another group, you can say people first floor, and we can have Alexander Fleming in there and Louis Pasteur, because they're sitting on the first floor. If any of these people actually pick up their phone, then you will actually see it turns red, and you see, oh, person is busy. And if they hang up the phone again, then it goes idle again. You can also right click and go for the properties, and then you will see the extension number on this. You can have as many groups here as you like, and you can have as many people in that group as you can handle. There is, of course, the matter of how many people can you still see properly on there. If these icons are too big for you, you can just say, okay, I don't want to see those icons. I want to just see small icons. I want to see the list, or I want to see the details, which means how many messages do they have? Are they idle or not? And that way, depending what you like it to be, you can customize that field for you. On here, if you actually want to know more about a single user, you can actually right-click on that user, and you can go to the properties, and you can put that person into Do Not Disturb or out of Do Not Disturb. So you say Do Not Disturb and OK, and then you will see that person has been set to Do Not Disturb. And when you hover over it, it says Do Not Disturb. You have the ability to bar outgoing calls. You can also forward somebody's phone. If you would like to forward that person to your own phone, then you can certainly do that. Once you see, and then you see another icon here showing, forward it. You can make all these changes to users and, of course, revert them again. So if a user calls in, asks you to do something for them, you can actually do that as well. So that is pretty much the customization of the soft console, and the rest is usage explained in a different video. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to Avaya IP Office Soft Console monitoring queues. In the middle here between the top two fields and the bottom fields, there is the possibility of watching up to 2 queues, which means 2 groups that get calls and that can be acquired. So I will quickly demonstrate what happens if somebody calls that queue. There's a single call in the queue now, and it is ringing. If a second call comes to it, It may or may not be already read, depending on the settings in the soft console. It can be adjusted so that it can actually be personalized and not necessarily the second call already shows as urgently needing to be picked up. To help out and pick up any of these calls, simply click on this and you're connected to the next caller, and then you can hang up and can get the next call. So these are the options that you can have to help out in any of the queues. You can monitor 2 queues. Like I mentioned before, I only have set up 1 here for now. And to adjust the settings, it is actually in the queue mode. And just double clicking or clicking edit will show, okay, how many calls in the queue and when does it start going from white to orange. Right here it is. Okay. And that was monitoring queues with Avaya IP Office Soft Console. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the Avaya IP Office Soft Console tutorial. The Soft Console has 4 basic parts, which is the top left window, which is the active call window, the right, which is the directory, the bottom left, which is all the held calls, and the bottom right, which is the busy lamp field that is also all customizable on here. Calls can be transferred from this, can be reacquired from this, just in case they are wrongly transferred, and I will quickly demonstrate how a call is actually handled. An incoming call will show up as a red window. It can be acquired by either double clicking here into that red square by hitting enter or by clicking the answer call. Once the call is here, there are multiple ways to transfer the call. One is to click in here, hold, and drag to a user that is in the busy lamp field, drag to a user that is in the directory. That is 2 ways to do it. Another way is to simply go to the directory and type the name in there, highlight it, and press the transfer button. Once you hit the transfer button, the call is transferred. And because that person is right here, it is actually ringing there. Should that be the wrong person by accident, there is an actions and reclaim call option, and then the call is taken back from there because it is still under your control until the user actually picks up. So either taking it, dragging and dropping into here, into there, or highlighting it here, or actually putting in the full name until the entire information shows here. And then you don't need to highlight anything. You can just do that. And I'm just gonna reclaim this call again. Another option is to actually announce the call, to say, hey, there is this and that person on here. And that means we can actually go here, go into the directory and press the call button, or right click and press call. And once this is done, on the held calls field is actually the call. And as soon as the user picks up, we can announce the call, and then we have to hit this button, transfer complete. And we can still reclaim the call, trying at least. But because the user is already on the phone, it will not work. So an actively picked up call, we can no longer grab back, even though the option is not grayed out. Another option to actually have a call and do something special with it is to put a little note in there. Annotate the call and say, okay, call urgent. And then it says call urgent. We can also adjust this should there be the need for that. And then we can still take the call and we can transfer it, and it will actually show on the user's phone with that little note. We'll say call urgent, and that is one of the options. To call a user, we can double click the directory and then hit the call, or we can just call it here. Another option to make a call is to simply press this button and it will just call the highlighted call. The highlighted user. If you don't want to highlight any of these users, you have to double click into the search field, and then we'll leave this alone. And then it will just ask, hey, which one do you want to call? And all these options are there. And we can pick and choose. And then we can have a call. Calls that are picked up and active are green. Calls that are ringing, either outgoing or incoming, have a red window. So this is how you make a call and how you transfer a call. Thank you so much.